Alright, so we're going to start building the scaffolding for this, start building up the algorithm. So here's our program. We need to initialize the variables, puzzle, guesses, and fails. And we also want to get a word from the user. So I am going to set those up, and I'll show you kind of how that works. Okay, so this is all good so far. I'm going to say ctx, I'm sorry, I want to make the variables. So let puzzle equals an empty string, so 2 quotes with nothing in them. Let guesses equals an empty string, and let fails equal 0. That's pretty good. Now we need to get a word from the player. So I'm going to say let word equals prompt, and we'll say please choose a word. And then whatever you choose, we're not going to keep this, but I'll just display it on the screen. So I will say, if you just want to see it, we'll say document.body.inner HTML plus equals word. So it should show the word that you pick. So we'll just do that so you can see how it works for now. So all I've done is initialized some variables and asked the user to choose a word. And then once they choose it, I spit it out on the screen so that we can see that it's working. So I'm going to say run. Please choose a word. Bobby. Okay. I hit OK, and it shows Bobby. I'd also kind of, I don't know why it eliminated my drawing, but it seems to have. Hopefully that's not a problem. But anyway, we're not going to keep that line anyway. But now we've got the ability to let the user pick a word. So let's see what the program requires of us. We need something to update puzzle and draw puzzle. Then we check to see if you've won. And then if not, we get the event from the user. So maybe I'll check the check event thing. So let's build this part where we get an input from the user. To do that, we have to add an event listener to the site. So I'm going to say document.onKeyPress, and to define a function that happens every time you press a key, you start with something like this. You find the document, the web page, and you access this function that it has called onKeyPress. Whatever you put here is going to happen every time you press any key. Information about the event, the key press, is in this object that we call E, and that gets fed into the function. Then whatever goes inside of these blocks, I'm just going to press enter inside of these curly brackets, and that'll automatically indent for me and make a new line. Anything that happens in this code will happen every time I press a key. So I'm going to do kind of like what I did before and just put it on the screen so you can see how it works. So on key press, we'll just say document.body.inner HTML plus equals, I'll do a break just so it makes a new line. And then I'll say plus e.key. So that should get the key that you pressed and put it on the screen. So let's see how that works. I'll choose a word, hamburger, okay. It doesn't show the word, but now if I click in here and I start pressing keys, it shows what I pressed. So now we've got an event listener that runs this code every time I press a key. It just does a line break and prints the key. So this is how we're going to start. This is how we get user input after picking the first word. So what's going to go in here? It's not this. We're not going to print the key, not right away. We could to show the guesses, but we're going to do this stuff. So we're going to check to see if you've already guessed that before, and then if not, we're going to add your guess to the guesses, and then we're going to see if the guess is in the word. So let's make some functions. We're going to check to see if, well, this is how we'll do it. I'll make an if statement. If this, then do that, or else do this, and I'll start building that. Oops. So in here we'll go if guesses dot includes, and we'll say e dot key. So that checks to see if your guess is, so my guess here is e dot key. So check to see if I've already guessed it, and if I have, I'm going to have curly brackets, or else I'm going to have a different set of curly brackets. So if I have made the guess already, I do what's inside of here, these curly brackets, and if I haven't made that same guess already, I'm going to do what's ever in these curly brackets. So I've got an if-else statement here. I'm going to go inside of each set of curly brackets and press enter, so I get my space, and in here I'm going to put this is just a comment, so I do / and put code for I don't know, duplicate guesses here. And down here, I'm going to say put code for when a new letter is guessed. So that's the beginning. And now if I just want to see it, well, I'll just leave it there. So once we get through that, once you guess this, so let's say you guess a letter, and let's say it does have that in it, then you should have a fail. We should get a fail here. So let's build that for a second. What do? I increase the count of fails by 1. I draw a body part, and I check to see if I failed too many times, and if not, I keep going. So I'm going to put in the fails ++ in here. That'll increase the count by 1. I then need a function here for drawing the body part. So I'll say draw the next body part. We'll code that later. And then we need another if fails is greater than or equal to 6. If it is, we need to do something to end the game. Otherwise, we'll just keep going. Let's take a look at the next bit here, the else. So if if I have not made that guess before, I want to add that guess to the list of previous guesses. So I'll say guesses.push e.key, and we'll see if it's in the word. So guesses.push e.key. So now I've added my guess to the list of guesses, and then I want to see if the word itself has that letter. So if word.includes e.key, then I'm going to have a curly bracket for what I do in that case, and then or else I'll do something else. Alright, it's almost class time, and I just did as much as I could in this video, so if you got this far, I guess that's good, and I will, when I get a chance after school today, finish these videos for you. So I'll see you in the next one.